Alright, we are back with chapter 4 of Scarlet Hollow. Before we get into it, yes, I know this is weird. First of all, my face up this close feels so weird. But this game has been amazing. I genuinely love this game, and I can't stop playing it. I don't even know why I'm doing this intro. I just want to play this game. Let's get into it. Wake up. You open your eyes. It's a new day. And you feel like shit. You were hoping some of your strength would return to you after a good night's sleep, but you feel just as drained as when you dug yourself out of that shallow grave. Your limbs are heavy, and your heart struggles to keep up with your movements. You feel like you've lost something that was important to you. Well, yeah, I did sacrifice, like, probably a big part of my life. I don't care what happens to me. I made the right decision. I'll do it again. I did what had to be done. What have I done? Hope this was worth it. This is great. I can't wait to finally be dead. Life goes on. What happened yesterday, and today is another day. I have no strong opinions on what happened last night. I don't care what happened to me. I made the right decision and I'll do it again. A bit of delusion is good. You don't want to be depressed over something that bad. Who knows what would have happened had you left that ghost behind to fester. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, my friends were possessed by it, so I thought maybe they could get possessed by it again. But your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hey, just wanted to check in. Hope you're doing okay. I am not trying to hit on you, Kanika. Also wanted to ask if you've heard from Stella. You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. I'll text her. I'll give her the space she needs. Hey, you good? Morning, hot stuff. Hey, I'm kind of worried after you ran off last night. Text me as soon as you get the chance. The Wayne guy didn't come after you, did he? Kanika and I are pretty worried about you. Please respond. How's my favorite cryptid hunter? Hey, you good? I think that's the... How's my favorite cryptid hunter? A bit of, like, niceness is good, I think. I did say I'd give her the space, but I think, doing this is good. How's my favorite cryptid hunter? You wait for a few silent minutes. Your message sits undelivered. I'm not gonna call her. I'm gonna give her the space she needs. She messaged me last night. She seems like she has some stuff on her mind she needs to work through. Okay, that's good to know. I'm glad at least someone's heard from her. But I'm still kind of worried. It's a little odd for her just to dip with everything going on. I think we should look for her. Let's meet up in town, okay? Looks like you have morning plans in order. Visit the opossum. You open the drawers. The two opossums stare at you. They both have bread now. That's nice. Wave at them. They continue to stare at you blankly in response. Close the drawers. You close the drawers. This is their home now, and there's nothing you can do to change that. Let me check my closet real quick. Okay, yeah, I moved. There's no denying it. The doll moved at some point since your most recent visit. But your long dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here. Hmm. Something to mull over for the rest of the day. Take a shower. You might as well take a shower before starting the rest of your day. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The hot water soothes your aching joints. Despite the state of the bathroom, the shower is a good place. As it rinses your body clean, you think about the door in the clinic. You're still drawn to it even now. You'll be going back there today. You're sure of it. Think about the specter of an early death that now hangs over you. Think about the afterlife. It's undeniably real at this point, and what you've seen is terrifying. Think about Stella running off last night. Hopefully she's just sleeping in. Think about Duke and the Imagem. Oh, think about Sybil. About Wayne. Think about someone special. I'm gonna think about Stella. Yeah, hopefully she's just sleeping in. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. I hope that actually makes a difference of what I think about. It's time to face your cousin. You find her in the kitchen, her shoulder hunched in a tight ball of anxiety. They're striking. This week of all weeks, and I didn't have enough, as if I didn't have enough on my plate already. Street smart. There's an almost cool confidence in the way your cousin talks about the strike. Hmm. If the mine's in trouble, you should just sell it and sell the stake. Get out of here while you still can. I'm simping for Stella a bit, but obviously I'm worried about her. No, but that's not exactly newsworthy. I'm sure she's just processing what happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized. Oh, you should sell and sell this to get out while you still can. Tabitha bristles. I'm not giving up like that. This is the Scarlet Mine. I'm not just going to cash out on our family's legacy. I'm bringing the mine back to life, one way or another. She would not be that cheerful. Talk about what happened last night. So, go surreal. I still can't over that. I'm sorry about last night. We should have left. Do you regret what happened to me last night? I didn't think making a deal with a ghost would feel so physically bad. I thought I was making a metaphorical trade. It feels good, doesn't it? Getting rid of something our family left behind like that. I'm sorry about last night. Oh, what am I gonna say? It feels good, doesn't it? Getting rid of something our family left behind like that. I can't believe you're saying that. Have you looked in the mirror? I gotta stay positive. Talk about the strike. Do you want me to help smooth things over? I'm pretty good at negotiating. People always help me out with stuff like this, if I ask nicely. With stuff like this if I ask nicely. Wait, do you think that's because you're good at negotiating? Has nobody told you that's because you're, never mind. That's actually so funny. Look, I appreciate the offer, but I'm not sure that's the sort of thing you'd be able to pull off. Even if they didn't already know you're my cousin, you getting involved would be a great way to throw gasoline on a fire. This is my problem to fix. Your only job is to stay safe until the funeral is over. You seem confident about the strike. What have you got planned? If I'm being honest, I'd rather you didn't know. I can handle it on my own. There's no need for you to get your hands dirty by involving yourself. You don't have to know the things I do to keep this town running. I kinda do! So why's the so that's why the ditchlings are here. They were predicting the strike? Usually I'm pro-union, but do you know what the strikes even want? What the strikers even want? You should probably have seen this coming. You risked your life to pull those kids out of the mine the other day. They should get off your back. Just give them what they want, Tabitha. It's the right thing to do. Just give them what they want, Tabitha. It's no use fighting the inevitable. Just fire all of them. I'm sure it'll be easy enough to pick up the pieces. Oh, it's a lot of dialogue. I can't believe the gall of these people after everything you've done for this town. Some people just never understand the burdens of leadership. You're in a really difficult spot right now. With everything else going on, it's hard to care about something as mundane as a strike. That is true, though. Do you know what the strikers even want? I haven't seen a list of demands. I'm sure it's just the usual. I promise you, if any of them were in my shoes, I can't have a good voice for it. It's like, I feel like it would be kind of southern, but like, also kind of depressed. I promise you, if one of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune. 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 Um, well, yeah, they should get off your back. Um, hmm. No, I don't believe that. I don't think that's why they'd be here for a strike. Hmm. You're in a really difficult spot right now. I honestly, I don't want to say any of these. Uh, I'll say that. You were the one who made us go after them, Frosty Matt. But she still did come with me. But I guess no one really knows that outside of the two of us and that Rosalina girl. Maybe it's an angle worth leaning on, I don't know. Um, I'll return. You probably should get going, right? Yeah. I've dawdled long enough. Stay safe. No more hijinks. What is my voice for her? Let me know if you get in trouble. Okay. Okay. Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the halls as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Fill up with a quick PB&J. Yum. If Stella's MIA, who knows when you'll get the chance to eat. And who knows just how much your new affliction will affect your appetite. You make yourself a PB&J in anticipation for the long day ahead of you. And that's that. Head to town. Head to the front door and begin your trek down to the town below. The birds sound different today, muffled, like your ears are full of cotton. The dull sun shines down on the surrounding wilderness, seeming to wash the color from the world. But you're adjusting. Already your body is starting to accept the changes that has come over it, to accept that this is how things will be from here on out. You can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree line, a feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods with Stella. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day though, they're getting bolder. To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Hey, it's Avery. Hey, I was just coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that's happened last night. They don't say anything about your appearance, but you can see them take you in, the light of the day revealing your new features clearly for the first time. Hot. They smile. Clearly they like what they see. Hahaha. Wait, so I could still look good even though I look like shit. That probably makes me even more attractive. The ghost may have stolen my youthful good looks, but it couldn't take my hotness. My bone structure could never be lain low by mere aging. Yes. Yes, I think that's the best thing you know to say. You've got that right. What doesn't kill you make you hotter, alright? Hot flirt. So good to see your lovely face first thing in the morning. No, I'm not gonna flirt. You're coming up to see me? That's sweet. You don't have to put up a front. Last night was a lot. I get it. Yeah, that's the best thing to say. I appreciate the concern, but I'm alright. You're talking to an expert at vibing. I know most folks would probably be freaking out, but having some kind of existential crisis. But that's not how I deal with heavy stuff. Street smart. Surprisingly enough, Avery is mostly telling the truth. They're fine. I mean, I'm not 100% chill today, I'll admit it. Kind of feel bruised, both physically and spiritually, if that makes sense. But that's just a part of life, right? Nobody makes it to the end completely unscathed. And I'm glad my new emotional baggage comes from a ghost instead of some boring normal trauma. The supernatural angle takes the edge off a little bit. Mm, there are ditchlings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. Have you heard anything from Stella? I haven't heard from her, though we don't text much. I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in for early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. Connect her and our meeting to look for Stella. Wanna come? I'm gonna keep pushing myself. I actually would have liked some alone time, but I know it's not the right thing to do in this type of situation. Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming in late today, so I've got time. I don't know much time though. From what I saw this morning, there's already a few miners pulled up in there. They must be using as a home base for the strike. Oh, by the way, there's a strike going on. I'm sure you already know that though. I have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning. There's ditchings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. Avery turns to survey the tree line. I noticed a few on my way up. They're kind of funny now. Now that I'm getting used, I got a look at them, with their scrunched up little sharpie faces. So, should I be worried about these things? I know they're bad omen or something, but, like, are they dangerous? They're not going to eat me if I take a wrong turn, right? No, but you might get some eggs laid in your skin. They might. I'd rather not find out. Does anyone have a... No, but you might get some eggs laid in your skin. From what I've seen, that makes the most sense. Oh, is that all they do? That doesn't sound too bad. I think I could survive a parasitic larva or two. Just glad being eaten alive isn't on the table. I mean, is getting a parasite like that really any different than being eaten alive? They're still eating you, just more slowly and from the inside. Sure, I get where you're coming from, but that's a pretty big difference. If a mountain lion gets me, that's just kinda it, you know? I'm sure the wonders of modern medicine would make me able to yank a couple of eggs out of me. Heck, maybe I'd even be able... Why is his voice so different? Heck, maybe I'd even be able to let the eggs hatch instead of just having them removed. It'd be sad to kill the babies, but at the end of the day, if it's me or them, I just gotta go with self-preservation. What? Is it terrible to say I'd be kinda neat to grow a weird little guy? I'd much rather be eaten. I get that, being eaten sounds really bad. That's a weird thing to say. I was wondering when you'd finally say something really weird. I knew you seemed too normal to live here. Yes. Normal's boring. Oh, that's not a deal breaker. No, we are not dating. Mm, let's head down. Yeah, good idea. You and Avery start back down the path to town. Isn't it long enough? It isn't long until you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Frosty Matt, you made it, and you picked up an Avery along the way. Hope you're both doing okay, like, emotionally. He sounds kinda like that, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not too bad. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. Joints all out of whack. Totally exhausted and super foggy. Mom has been insisting I caught a cold, and I wasn't buying it, but as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from looking for Stella. You're stylish as always, even this morning after being trapped in a nightmare realm. Flirt. I don't want to flirt. Do you think there would be a rational explanation for all of this? When we're looking for Stella. I'm supposed to see her mom at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. Yeah, that's important to say. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today, that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's going to read your fortune. After last night, I wouldn't doubt that she actually could. Your mom's always had a bit of that Glinda vibe going for her. Yeah, maybe I should stop making fun of her whole new age mystic thing. A lot's happened in the past couple of days. Ugh, I need to take a page out of Stella's book and just block this shit out. I need to be focused. I can't keep having all these existential crises. There'll be plenty of time for tea after we found Stella. Hmm, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Mm, you don't think you actually followed through on that, do you? Yeah, that's the best thing to say. That's true. This is why I actually want to go find her. I know I said I'd give her time, but if Wayne is actually threatening her, then I think it makes sense to look for her, or at least try and look for her. Remember, I need dialogue. In the last episodes, I feel like I've lacked dialogue, so I am going to explain my decisions, at least my big ones. Does anyone know what happened to that guy? Some kind of, oh, the Ivory. Some kind of accident or something. Mom says he's sick, and I don't doubt that he is. With all that weird magic stuff going on, I'm starting to wonder if it's normal illness or something else. Okay, let's get started. I don't want to waste another minute. Where to first? Okay, let's go to Stella's house. Maybe she'll know what to do. We should go to the mines. We should check out the church. Hmm. Avery, know that you and Kaneko can take it from here. Let Avery know that you and Kaneka know. I'm not gonna say that. We should check out. We should go to the mines. Okay, let's go to Stella's house. We know the cops aren't doing shit. Good place to start. Maybe she's just sleeping in. That's what I'm hoping. I would have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today, just in case I ran in yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever. You make your way towards Stella's house. Kaneko knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. This doesn't look like a break-in. It looks like somebody left the door open. Stella or someone else was in a hurry when they left. For the life of you, can't remember if Stella closed the door behind her when the two of you left for the library yesterday morning. We ate breakfast at her here together morning, but I can't remember if she closed the door. She must have, right? I'm not from around here. Is it normal? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna enter the house. The living room is almost exactly as I saw the other day. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room, or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm going to forget that you said that. Just be thankful that this doesn't look like a crime scene. Oh, investigate. Oh, okay, I don't think we're gonna investigate Stella's room. Going straight to her room. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. It was a little untidy. It's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. Um, I love seeing someone's room before they had a chance to clean it up for company. It's a neat little snapshot, you know? Nah, now it's time to lock in and be serious. I'm not sure we should be snooping on your computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? We already broke into her house, right? Like, for all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there. Like, a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into her house. The door was left wide open. Well, maybe the computer was left open too. I'm with Avery. What if we don't find Stella and it's all because we didn't snoop on her computer? The Stella didn't want us to snoop. She shouldn't have gone missing. I don't make the rules. Look, I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we've got to do whatever we can to find her. See if it's password protected. Uh, mm, okay, I know what I'm picking. Look, I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we've got to do whatever we can to find her. Sure, snoop away, but I'm not going to take part in this. Oh, fuck you, bitch! Okay, that was a bit uncalled for. But this is literally like, aren't we supposed to do whatever we can? Like, I know Stella said she needs space, but she's not home. I'll be over here, standing in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder. Oh my gosh, shut up. Let me know if you find anything. Shut up! I'm not telling you anything. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Whoa, how do we find anything on here? You don't. Come on, let's go. Shut up. Look for something interesting. Haha! You scan through folder and file names on Stella's dex, desktop, looking for anything that seems like it might be interesting. Interesting. One folder catches your eye. Boring tax stuff. Why does that catch my eye? You're no fool. You've seen this folder before. You have this folder on your own computer. Boring tax. tax stuff never contains boring tax stuff. That is true. For that matter, it never contains anything related to taxes, and its contents are never boring. Open the folder. You open the folder. You're surprised to find it contains a carefully mapped out diagram of the Scarlet Hollow mines, including holes in the fence and areas with low visibility. Aw, that's her and Tabitha. That's actually really cute. There's also a handful of old photos of Stella and Tabitha together as teenagers. Tabitha wears an uncharacteristic grin, an authentic, joyful smile, and Stella's eyes are somehow brighter, less tired, probably before her parents died. Both of them seem to be living in a happier time. Okay, I take it back. This is way too personal. I'll just join Connect in the corner while you wrap things up. Check her open tabs. Uh, Check her search history. Or first I'll check her open tabs. We take all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser, so numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon. See a rounded featureless triangles from Windows edges to Windows edge. Her most recent open tab is a post of Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. The post in question is titled, Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow. Hidden Alpaca. Hey everyone, was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day, and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. I didn't have any good leads. Camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged.
Clean footage and some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for her friend's mom? The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. No, thought you were legit.
Guys, since when did high quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying.
Since this is a dude, I was gonna do a girl voice.
Since every low budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an RGR.
I'm serious. I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at what they've been doing to the animals in town. They're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman.
Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman.
I need more voices.
I believe you.
Lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers, they're entertainers, not scientists. Sick. The thread continues into the next day. Hey, okay, so number one, this isn't an ARG. I would never. And two, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommy knockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file titled Tommy Knockers Real. Oh my god, real. Wait, wav. Oh, what voice did I for Gary?
Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real.
Two supernatural events on back-to-back nights. This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it.
What did that voice have for Mothman?
Oi, YouTubers are always going to sell it to big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again.
Also lol, doughy white things and now loud popping noises. This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury?
Stop cyberbullying her, or I'm going to call the mods.
Look at this thread giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo.
Unlocking this thread. The thread ends. Check her search history. You check Stella's search history. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related. A furious series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. That's that. Okay, I think we've seen enough.
Thank God.
Shut up, Kaneka. Snoop on Stella's computer in episode 4. Find everything, Hacker Man. It's a mess. Do you think there was a struggle here? It's I don't think there's any clues here. I don't think so either. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. You could use a few more houseplants. I'll put together some trimmings after we found her. Aw, she still does the corkboard with strengthening. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. Investigate the kitchen. Stella's kitchen is messier than she left it yesterday. A couple of cabinets are hanging open, and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. Someone was here after Stella and I left yesterday. We didn't leave the kitchen like this. Um, Remain silent. I'm not gonna. Oh, what do I say here? I don't think that means someone is after her. She just probably was in a hurry to like get out and do something. Remain silent. Is Stella's kitchen usually this messy? Is this what you call messy? I wasn't judging. There's nothing wrong with a little mess. Or a lot of mess. We're getting off track to answer your question. No. Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This feels a little too lived in, if that makes sense. Though maybe that's just because I only ever been on over when she was already expecting me. Maybe this is just a rare peek behind the curtains at the real Stella. The real Stella should call her friends and let them know she's okay. Leave. I have to do a deeper voice so my voice doesn't get lost. Ugh. It was at Stella's house on Thursday morning. Okay, so maybe she came home last night, maybe she didn't, but she's definitely missing. She definitely came home. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I hoped she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. We're going to the cops. I know they probably won't actually do anything, but we should see if we can get them to start looking for her before we go anywhere else. Yeah, let's go. We should make sure the police know Stella's missing. Hmm. Uh, we should check in on Oscar. He's smart. Maybe he'll know what to do. I really don't trust the police. But I don't want them accusing me of doing something to Stella if something happened to her. I hope nothing else happened after we all went home last night. They're so brave for sleeping in the house after everything we went through. I'd rather sleep in the woods with the ditchlings than someplace that was that haunted. Your mom said it's safe, and I'm inclined to believe her. Why would she lie? But how would she know that? Magic, probably, but there's only one way to find out. Let's go! Visit Oscar in the library in episode 4. Library card. Yay. Morning light streaming through the library's large windows. Oh, we probably wouldn't have been able to visit a library if I didn't get rid of the ghost. In the bright daylight, it's once again a place of comfort, all madness having fled in the wake of Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. I ran out of water. No ghost, thank God. I was not up for an encore. Encore? Yeah, it's gone, just like your mom said it would be. I guess Oscar must be in the back. That's where I'd be if I finally got my house back. I've always been surprised at how unsupervised this place is. Sometimes it feels like anyone could just walk in and do whatever they wanted. Like what, steal bucks? I mean, they could, right? I'm not saying anyone would. I'm just saying that people in this town trust each other a lot. It's nice. Let's go find Oscar. You make your way back towards the annex. It feels strange to be back here in the light of day, as if the events of the previous evening were all just a terrible dream. This hallway really takes me back. It feels like it was only yesterday that we were last here. It feels like we were here yesterday, blissfully unaware that our entire lives were about to change forever. It was only yesterday. I know. Kaneka knocks on the door. Oh, good morning. It's so good to see all of you. Frosty Matt. He takes in the sigh of you standing in the bright corridor. Street smart, you could hear his guilt in the way he said your name, and you can see it in his eyes now. I hope you're doing well this morning. Please, come on in. His voice is so easy to do.
You're doing really great, Rosalina. Not a lot of kids your age can take shots that well. You're being so brave.
You don't have to talk to me like I'm 5.
But you are brave.
You really are, Rosalina. You're like so badass.
Alexis is right. This is more than most people have to deal with in their whole lives. And you're here taking it like a champ.
Dr. Kelly's kind demeanor vanishes as she turns and glares at you.
Oh, I see we have visitors.
But her glare vanishes as she takes in your new visage. Her features soften into a look of shock and concern.
Mr. Gutierrez told me what happened last night. And I must admit, I found it hard to believe. But your face. It definitely looks like you've had years stolen from you, whatever that means. It's concerning. I'd like to give you a physical.
Of course, I understand your interest in my body. Let's go somewhere private. So wait, you just believe a ghost? Yes. I'm gonna do this and try and get her to have a conversation privately. Dr. Kelly glances to the side in embarrassment.
What? No, not here. The clinic as soon as you get the chance. And I have a few other appointments today, so just stop by whenever it's convenient. You should really be taking this seriously.
Her examination's finished. Dr. Kelly returns to Rosalina's side. I'm guessing Charlie didn't come back for an encore. Um, have any of you seen Stella since last night? I have to do this first.
Not since dinner.
She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? She texted me last night, but I haven't heard from her since. Um, but I haven't heard from her since. I feel terrible. This is my fault, isn't it? I should have done a better job warning her.
Stella was practically banging down your door trying to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known she would react when she found it. How she would react when she found it.
I don't even think she knows how she'd react. And besides, you don't even know how bad it was gonna get. You can't blame yourself for everything, man. Oh, he's a man guy, so his voice would be like, man. And besides, you didn't know how bad it was gonna get. You can't blame yourself for everything, man. Oh yeah, this is how Avery's gonna sound. I know you probably feel like it's it. Nah, he's be like a sooth talker. I know you probably feel like it's your responsibility to make sure everyone around you is going to be okay. But sometimes that's just not going to be possible. You're only one guy. That's what Rosalina's always saying. I suppose I do apologize more than I should.
You really do.
How's Rosalina, Doc? How are you doing, Rosalina? Tired. My legs hurt a lot, but the medicine is helping. It's not so bad now. Plus, I got to lie down in an actual bed last night, and you have no idea how good that felt. Thanks, Frosty Matt. I can't believe you got any sleep last night after all that ghost stuff. I just sat on the couch with the lights on. I don't think I slept at all. I really need some rest after, the hospital and my foot.
Your body is desperately trying to get you to rest. All the activity yesterday was pretty brutal on your injury. It's never going to stop hurting if you keep pushing yourself.
So what are you not going to do today? Anything?
That's right. You're staying right here. No walking around, no investigating haunted houses.
Sorry, Doc Kelly. I should have been better at stopping her. I take full responsibility. As her father, I should have.
No need for anyone to step in to take the blame for anything. It's the hospital's fault for sending her home at all. It's gross negligence if you ask me. But give it time. Then you can do all the activities you want. Alright, Rosalina?
How's Reese? Why did I say that like that? Why did I start the camera saying that?
He is fine. Had a rough night, but he'll recover. He's used to this sort of thing. He just needs a couple of days to get back on his feet. That means no more excitement. Not even a movie.
I'm sorry to hear that, Dr. Kelly. But I want to see Shino-Chi, Deathblood. I was promised chilling Japanese found footage horror. You need to get your son some therapy. I don't think he's okay. With him again, he's so cool. I'd like to hear this from him, not filtered through you. You talk about him like he's a child. I'll respect this boundary and not bother either of you anymore. Yeah. This sounds suspiciously like sarcasm, but I'll choose to believe you mean it. More in Dr. Kelly, yes. We found something in Oscar's house last night, a stone carving that gave me and Tabitha a vision about what happened there. There was one in the mines the other night too. Both of them had a sort of pull on me. Whatever they are, there's something like them in your clinic. I felt it last night. You can feel Dr. Kelly's demeanor shift. She has grown quiet, her gaze piercing and analytical. Something awful is going to happen at the clinic, just like something awful happened at Oscar's house in the mines. Yeah, try and guilt her.
Forgive me if I don't take your funny little feeling very seriously, but the clinic is safe. I understand that there's been some strange events around town, but Reese and I have lived in the clinic for a long time, and we've never encountered anything.
She glances at Oscar.
Ghostly. There's no need to concern yourselves about safety.
But if something does happen at the clinic, aren't you worried about Reese? If it's anything like what happened just last night,
He'll be fine. If some kind of ghost emergency happens, I can take care of him. So none of you need to come snooping around.
she hesitated before landing on the word ghostly. She's hiding something. Oh, shouldn't you all be traumatized? I'm just gonna remain silent. No point to say anything else.
So, you've got your meds, you got your nest of pillows, and a helpful friend by your side. And a cat to keep you company.
Oh my god, cat! I didn't even know this cat. So cute!
Seems like you're all set. Make sure you don't do a whole lot of nothing today.
I will. Bye, Dr. Kelly. Yes, thanks again for coming down to see us, Joanne.
Not a problem. I'd much rather stay put than to have to get in and out of calls. I'll call later today to see how things are going. Hope the rest of the week is less eventful for both of you. Goodbye, Rosalina. Make sure you stay put and keep Pixel company, okay?
Dr. Kelly turns towards you again, her usual glare absent.
And I hope you'll take me up on my offer, Frosty Matt. I'm concerned about you.
And then she pushes past you to leave Oscar's house. We'll let your kids have some space, Alexis. Why don't you figure out a restful activity for you and Rosalina? Will do, Mr. Gutierrez. I brought some video games and puzzles from my house. And some movies too. Whatever you want to do, Rosalina. Oscar ushers you down back to the library. What's up? Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine, or at least much better than yesterday. I can't thank you enough, Frosty Matt. I'd like to be as helpful as I can from here on out. Not now that our little situation is dealt with. I'll finally have time to dig into the town archives. Yes! Our house was haunted because someone was murdered there. The mine collapse the other night was at the site of a mass grave. With enough research, maybe we'll be able to get a step ahead of the next crisis. Maybe we can actually preempt it. That is assuming there's going to be a next crisis. But something tells me we aren't in the clear yet. We should compare notes. Not that I have any to start with, but if you know anything that might narrow down my research, it could save me a lot of time. I don't think we actually know much more than you do, but I got some hunches. I know some information. I can't help but feel like there's more that, Why can't I read? Oh my god. I can't help but feel like there must have been some inciting event. since everything started getting weird seemingly overnight. But the inciting event was Well, what the inciting event was, or where to start looking for it, I have no idea, but something to keep in mind. Avery stares at you. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started to happen once Frosty Bat got here. Kanaka shoots Avery a glance. No, we are not throwing Frosty Matt under the bus. What? There's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst. Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. If people get the wrong idea, we're only a couple of steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw him. Nobody's going to drag Frosty Matt into a witch hunt on my watch. I like to think we've outgrown the days of running people out of town on trails. I'd rather play it safe. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to run around town telling everyone that Frostmat magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But there's a catalyst for all of this. Why wouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally coming home to Scarlet Hollow? He's right. If I may, Frosty Matt, getting into town isn't the only major event that's happened lately. Fur Lane died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time he arrived. Not to mention, I started seeing things in our house before Perlane passed. I think I never thought to make a note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. Is there a root cause for all of this? If there's a root cause for all of this, hopefully there's a way to put the genie back in its bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have been any similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. Those carvings, I warned Dr. Kelly about are important. Do you think there was something like that under my house all this time? And do you think someone must have put it there? But who? There was one in the mines, and if you're right, there's one in the clinic. Maybe that's what I should be focused on right now. Yes. How many of those things are there? If we're lucky, maybe just those three, but I'd rather not count on it. Good thing Frosty has opened an appointment with the doc. Look around for clues while you're there. We need to get Reese out of there before something bad happens to him. She pretty shot down our movie night. Would have been the perfect cover. I feel like the more people, the better. You're not wrong, but at the same time, I don't want to be the one who's... I don't want to be the one who sneaks into Dr. Kelly's clinic and gets caught. She's mean enough as is. I don't want to know what she'd be like if she caught us breaking into her place of business. Who knows? If we uncover another ghost of some new kind of terrifying supernatural entity lurking at her clinic, she might be more grateful than mad. No one should be breaking into any houses. We don't need to go looking for trouble when we've already found a lifetime's worth. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? We have a carving right here. Maybe studying it can give us some new leads. Okay, make sure it's Yes, we have a carving right here. Maybe studying it can give us some new leads. Not a chance. I know the ghost is probably gone for good, but that thing is evil. And if there's even the slightest chance that going back down there triggers something, it's not worth disturbing. At least not until we know more. My daughter's safety comes first now. We finally have our house back, and I'm not taking any risks until we know what we're dealing with. No arguments here. We might get grabbed by ditchlings. There's some ground wood, right, with those faces? Yeah, the Anguished Doughboys. I kinda like them. It's like a hidden object game out there today with all those weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Like them? What? Are we talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in the local wildlife? I don't want to get friendly with them or anything. I just think they're kind of interesting.
To each their own.
Will do. I can't imagine how devastating Rosalina would be if something were to happen to him, especially after everything she's been through. Yeah, I wonder if this could be the work of some cult.
You mentioned something like this at the library the other day. If there was a cult in Scarlet Hollow, I feel like I'd know about it.
Know any local cults that could be responsible? Something to do with the church and the pastor. Yeah, the pastor was a bit creepy. Or the cops, but I feel like the cops are just lazy cops.
Okay, well, would absolutely believe that Pastor Daniel is a member of some weird cult.
Who else would be in a cult, though? Does anyone know any folks around here who are suspicious?
For that matter, does anyone in the town even regularly attend church? It's always seemed a little dead to me. I know I know most everybody in town, or at least everybody who comes through the diner with any regularity. And I gotta say, nobody comes to mind. Does it count as a cult if it only has one member?
If that member is a pastor, yeah, maybe. His creep level counts for at least 3 normal cultists.
So you've got some to work on now. We should get back to looking for Stella. I feel like we're missing a vital team member. We need to find Stella and fast. I agree. We need her brazen energy if we're going to do anything serious sleuthing. See you around, Oscar. Let us know what you find.
I will.
You pause before leaving, your eyes lingering for a moment. If there's anything else you'd like to say to Oscar, you should say it now before you leave. Oscar, could I talk to you in private for a moment? You have nothing more to say. Yeah, I'm not gonna hit on Oscar. Good to know that you have an open invitation to the clinic today. Finding Stella should be our priority, but wouldn't hurt to check in on Reese's letter. It wouldn't hurt for you to get a checkup either. Yeah, let's go. We should make sure the police know Stella's missing. Hmm. Yeah, let's make sure the police know Stella's missing. The police station is exactly what you'd expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee and faintly of aged furniture and paper, and the general tidiness speaks a department that doesn't get much of anything done. We're also not alone here. You enter to find a worried Bo standing between you and the officers behind the desk.
Let me get this right. You're trying to report a missing pumpkin?
Big Betty wasn't just a pumpkin sheriff Hugby. Sir, she was gonna be a prize winner. Raising her was the last thing me and my daddy did together. She's important to me. Are you sure it was Julius and not some enterprising bear that got hold of it?
Y'all know Julius thinks the land belongs to him. He probably thought Big Betty was his to take.
He ain't coming to his door. So far I know, he might be all the way to the state fair by now without Pumpkin. There ain't something y'all can do about it.
I'm afraid we'll need to at least know some kind of evidence to go on before we could go barging into a man's home, son. Why don't you see if you can find something a little more solid for us to go on? Then we can see about helping you out. Whoa there. What happened to you?
I know that voice is probably so annoying.
It ain't polite to comment on appearances like that.
Ghosts turn me old. I've always looked like this. I freed the library from a wrathful spirit at great cost to my life. Yeah, might as well say the truth. I don't care anymore. The officer stares at you for a moment, taking what you've said.
Looks like what happens when my wife takes her makeup off.
Aw, fuck you. Hugby laughs, slapping his knee, announcing to the room that he has told a great joke. Hugby, come on, be nice. Frostman has been through a lot.
Earl didn't mean anything by it, just injecting a little levity into the room.
Street smart and hot. Listen up, boys. Enough talking about my mature but dashing good looks. We've got a missing person on our hands. Yes, that's a good thing to say. Take a menu option that requires two traits. Haha! I thought that meant menu option like food option. Stella hasn't been seen since yesterday, and at the front of her house was left open. The place was a mess. Oh, you think so? You think you're leading an investigation, do you? Coming in here like you have some kind of authority. Well then, why don't you march on out and dig up some clues if you think you're such a big shot? Come on, I'm serious. It's dangerous out there. You're intimidated by authority figures. It sure is. I've been telling the officers all about them critters scuttling about in the woods, and they don't seem to want to do a lick about 'em. She'll turn up, she always does. Oh, did he manage to find your dad? Boy's stoic expression breaks, and for a moment you can almost see tears forming in his eyes, but he blinks them away. Yeah, I found him.
Hear that, Deputy Franklin? Sounds like you've got another report to close.
Lucky me. I gathered what there was to gather. We're giving him a proper burial in the family plot. It's been tough going, trying to dig the holes while the farm is crawling with those hairless things, but it needs to get done. Do you think they'll go back where they came from soon? Mom and me have tried to find them back as best as we can. It seems like there's more every minute. I'm personally doing everything I can to send them packing. They'll leave once the coming disaster has finally struck. Here, people, I kind of like them. Halloween's just a few days. In just a. I don't know. They'll leave once the coming disaster has finally struck. Disaster? Why are you expecting some kind of disaster? You know something you're not telling us? It's just something my mom told us about these creatures. You know how she is with her ghost stories. I don't think we should be underselling things too much, Kaneka. These. There really might be some kind of disaster brewing. I think we can all admit that things have been getting weird around Scarlet Hollow lately, right? Just something to keep in mind. The farmhouse has stood for over 100 years. I don't think Mom or me will have to worry about much about any disaster. I just want these things to leave us alone. Weird question. I already know about the pumpkin. Yeah, because then I could tell her they were lying. Are you folks part of a cult that, and is that why you're doing your jobs? If the police officers stare at you perplexed.
A call? I don't think we have that sort of thing up here. We are doing our.
Wait, we are doing our jobs. Just look at Franklin back there. He's filing all kinds of paperwork pertaining to up at the mines.
You know, I can't say I appreciate your tone. Sounds like you accusing us of some kind of indecency.
What do you think we go up in? What do you think we go up into the hills and do seances and rituals and all sorts of things? Get your head out of the clouds. It looks you folks are busy. We'll be all night. Wait, let's just get going.
Well, no one can say we didn't try. Let's keep looking.
Have a good one, officers. Same to you, kid. This is the police station in episode 4. You really think that Hugby and Dirksen could be part of some cult that secretly runs Scarlet Hollow? That'd be wild. I'd never suspect them of that sort of thing. Seems like it'd be so too much work. I feel like Avery has a smooth voice, and my voice is not smooth.
As someone who's lived in this town my entire life, there's no way. There's no way. For one thing, cult activity like what you're describing just doesn't happen. I've done my fair share of reading on satanic panics and so-called occult groups, and it's almost always totally made up. People constantly freak out about Satanists without realizing they're just a bunch of debate club nerds who listen to heavy metal. So instead of not being able to rely on the cops because they're just part of a cult that secretly runs the town, we can't rely on them because they're just not that good at what they do. That's so much less excite. Oh, this is Avery. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. They're not. They're just not that good at what they do.
That's so much less exciting. But either way, I guess it's up to us to solve the mysteries of Scarlet Hollow.
We'll do a much better job anyway.
Where to next? Before you can suggest your next move, you start to feel woozy. Spots form at the edges of your vision. Your legs suddenly feel unstable. Your body sending you clear signals of exhaustion. And then it passes. Still, it probably won't be long before your body needs a chance to rest. You should probably plan your next move wisely.
Okay, in that case, let's. Hmm.
I have to think. So I've thought this through. I'm gonna get tea with the mom. This is like not an explore one, but I have the injury thing. So I think if I do this, then I can maybe get more energy. I'm supposed to get tea with your mom today. Maybe she'll have some ideas. Sure, we can humor her. She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something, which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out. Let's do it. The bells at the general store chime welcoming as the three of you enter.
Kaneka, there you are. You're supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, you two. Hope you're both recovered from last night's fiasco.
Sorry, Mom. It was just that Stella's missing and I.
Stella. Stella can take care of herself. Unlike you, you need bed rest and a lot of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea.
I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Frosty Matt about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you wanted to say to him.
I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears?
Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye, Frosty Matt. Yeah, damn, these visuals are crazy. I'm literally dying. Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. She's smart. Good thing Kanika and her mom has her mom looking out for her. She seems so tired today, and you'll probably be able to find Stella without her. Nice. That is really good.
And I'm so sorry to be a bad host, Avery, but I was hoping Frosty Matt and I could do our reading in private. I'm sure Winnie needs help at the diner.
Aw, you're right. I totally left her on her own today. Fine by me, and I wouldn't want to mess with your tea vibes. I'm sure those leaves are very particular.
Oh, but before I go, I did want to ask.
Oh, this is Avery. Are you a witch? Street smart. Avery does not beat around the bush.
As flattered as I am that you think I'm that magical, I'm just an old lady who likes tea and has a few unusual hobbies.
Looks like I'm just saying doing stuff like reading tea leaves is pretty witchy as far as I'm concerned, but I won't push it. Though, just so you know, if you are a witch, you can totally tell us. We'd be cool about it. I like that voice for Avery. I'll leave y'all to your not supernatural private tea leaf reading. We'll catch up tomorrow, Frosty Matt. I love that voice for him, actually. They make their way out of the general store, disappearing down the street in the direction of the diner.
Shall we?
Sybil motions toward the tea room. Follow Sybil to the tea room. Fuck you, Miles. Not out there saving people like Spider-Man. Please have a seat.
I'll bring you a fish cut.
You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plant in the corner. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with an undercurrent of decaying earth. It's the same tea you sampled with Aether at the diner on Tuesday.
I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat?
Sip your tea. Drink the tea, it's good for you. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But what if I don't trust her? What if she's evil? But that aftertaste combines with new flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. I just kind of need this for my health right now. The other day, you promised to tell me what was it? Unsavory tales of my mom's youth. Missing ritual. If you have to tell me, just what was it? Unsavory tales of my mom's youth.
I most certainly did, though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to that.
In a town this, I'll do a normal voice for the exposure. In a town this size, you get to know everybody no matter what the age difference might be.
Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her.
I'm doing the voice. It's so funny. Not even funny. I just like doing it.
Her family wasn't good to her.
I'll do a bit less though, so you guys can actually understand what I'm saying.
Perlane was a lot like your great grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say, she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. Well, your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel.
Why were Perlane and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? What do you know about my grandma? I feel like I did know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Did they even exist? Um, yeah. What happened to their mother?
Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor.
Damn. What do you know about my grandma?
I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The eldest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother.
I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Did they even exist? I suppose they.
I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother was found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was familiar.
Okay, my voice cannot handle any more of that. I'm fairly certain that was similar for Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it. What with Skip in town and all. What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she's been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed her mother worries had your mother's worries. Your mother's worry had something to do with religion. I thought the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was that night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. So how did you wind up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in these hills. I was gonna do for her voice again, but I can't. My voice will not take it. That's how I know so much about the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generation of hillfolk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They have to figure out their own medicine. Hmm, what's with all the Missilian ritual? If you have something, finish the tea. I'm just gonna take my time. The tea is gone before you know it. The small cup empty save for what's left of dehydrated leaves coating the bottom. The tea is gone before you know it. The small cup empty save for what's left of dehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Unless you're mistaken, the tea has also helped you with your condition. Yes! At least a little bit. That's what I was hoping for. Woo! I can't do the most critical noise. You still feel aged and worn, but you're a little less tired and a little mentally sharper than you were a few minutes ago. Ha ha! Oh, good. Glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. I have to do the normal voice. My voice will literally fall apart if I keep trying to do that. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business. Stop! Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every word that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. Hourglass? All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure, but we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy, lurking in plain sight. Oh, that's gotta be Pixel, or maybe it's Frou-Frou. So there are two cats I know. Oh my god. Who is it? Who is it? How do I know you're not the cat? Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna say. Like, it's good to have a bit of doubt. That's ridiculous, Sybil. That's ridiculous. Sybil is helping you, and if she was the cat, why would she worry about herself? Pick someone else. What? No! How do I know you're not the cat? Can I not pick that? Let me pick it! Let me pick it! It's plain sight! Because that's plain sight! Let me pick it! Now it makes me think it even more! Oh, screw you! One more time, just to be safe. And, okay, I'm not gonna be stupid and say actual cats. The cat could be Wayne. But it's plain sight. I guess plain sight is obvious and Wayne is obvious, even though he said he's helping. Oh. I think that would be Pastor Daniel or Doc Kelly then. Those are the two most... I do kind of believe Dr. Kelly though. I'll say Pastor Daniels. He does seem the most... he seems like a nice... I mean, I saw through him, right? He just wants to make a good impression. The cat could be Wayne. He follows me everywhere I go. It's almost like he's literally lurking in plain sight. But we're in love and I trust him. Yeah, he follows me wherever I go. It's almost like he's literally lurking in plain sight. That may be the case, but tea leaves tend to mean more into the symbolic side of things. I personally have a hard time believing that Wayne is the cat. You shouldn't trust a word out of that man's mouth, but the cat implies a certain level of two-facedness that I don't think he possesses. I swear, if it's Stella, I will actually go crazy. It makes sense though, right? Like the main female of the, I guess like she's not the main, but like she's the most important female character technically. Like female love interest. You know what I'm saying? Like the main option technically, because a lot of people do pick Stella. I feel like as a love interest, so it'd make the most sense. Unless they do it depending on who your love interest is, and then that would just fucking suck. I would hate this game forever if they did that. Often takes time to you don't have to figure out an answer right away. Often takes time to mind. Often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. I'm already looking dead. What is left for me? Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out. Piece together what you can from your vision and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Yes, your thoughts drifted that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's inside the clinic. You didn't get all this from the tea leaves. Of course she didn't. She's smart. She knows how to deduce things from the leaves. Of course not. Tea leaves are merely a guide. Sometimes they can help you confirm a suspicion or fill it where my intuition falls short. My family has lived in these hills a long time, as has yours. I know the Scarlets have secrets. I know the Scarlets have secrets. I know Vivian was scared for you. But your place in all of this is something we have to figure out together. And that's where this little tricks like tea leaves come in handy. But you shouldn't digress. Do you know where you might find the next stone? But bad stuff was happening around them. I should seek where they started to be undisturbed. Yeah,
That's good. If you can find your way inside and uncover another stone, that could give you a leg up on your adversary. You just have to be careful to avoid the doctor. Something tells me she won't take too kindly to you sniffing around her clinic. If I recall correctly, there's a hill that'll take you nearly all the way to the second story, and she never locks any of the doors up there.
just in case that's helpful information. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. You're up last night. Why don't you come with me?
I'm able to see through the spirit's illusion, but I'm not some kind of powerful entity, all-powerful entity.
I'm an old woman. I have trouble with my knees.
My eyesight isn't what it used to be. In most situations, I'd be more of a liability than a helpful companion. Imagine if I'd been in those mines with you. Some use I'd be struggling to climb over rocks and ladders, throwing my back up from all the crouching.
That's it. This wasn't helpful at all. All you did was look at some leaves and tell me to go put myself in danger. Thanks. I'll let you know if I find anything.
Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well, and I wish you luck. Hopefully you won't need it.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Thank you again for humoring the old lady and stopping by for a chat.
With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you are escorted back to the door.
And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat's getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough.
I'm gonna trust Stella. Sybil closes the door to the tea room, the bells of its door strangely flat in the still air of the nearly empty general store. Check in on Kanika. You're not going anywhere before checking on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. Knock. Mom, I really don't want any more tea. I'm just going to lie down for a while. I need to talk to you. It's important. Oh, hey. Sorry, Frosty. My mom was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow. Looks like you're on your own. That's better. But I still wanted to talk to her at least. Just to tell her all the info I learned.